Okay,
I
so
don't know what the values is.
we're going to use this x value and this g value because this is the smallest this f value. This is the smallest value of f of x that we can get for x values between here and here. Okay, that occurs for this value of x, and that's going to be here. Okay, so that's what this means. We're going to use the smallest f we can get and the biggest g we can get, and that's going to give us the smallest f divided by g. Okay, and the reason for that should become apparent as we move, hopefully, forward. Okay, so we can represent the biggest g value by a little arrow here, right? So that represents g of x. We don't have a scale, so we don't have a number. And numbers don't really help much in order to understand what goes on. Although your book tries, so you can look at that. And here's your value of f of x, right? So this arrow is your smallest f, which I'll call, there's a subscript on it, I'll write it bigger in a minute. And here's your value of g, which I'll call gmax. This fmin gmax. Now here's a bigger picture. Now do we understand how we got this and this?
Yeah.
We start with this interval, we see where our f values have to be, and we see where our g values have to be.
Mm-hmm.
We take the biggest g value and the smallest f value, because that's going to give us the smallest f divided by g. Let me draw the arrows bigger so I can label them. So if I just blow these things up, if I make them about twice as big, here's our f. And we're going to call this, I can label it here, I didn't leave myself room here. This is our f min, right? So this picture just blown up. Here's our f min. And here's our g max, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many times does this divide into this?
3.5.
3.5. Let's see.
6.
Here it is. There's one of them, right?
Oh, no, I can't see it.
Here's 2. Here's 3. That's between 3 and 4, I think. If my fingers are acting right, and you never know. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's how many times. That's f min divided by g max, right? So I can do this. I'm going to color with contrasts. Okay? I can say that here's a G max, right? Here's another G max. Here's another G max. Now the way I've drawn it here, there's another G max. The way I've drawn it, just because of the angle and stuff, and I didn't do it all that accurately, it looks like it might be a little over 4, right? Okay? So your estimates of 3 and 5, or 3.5, are all within 1 of 4. They're all good estimates, okay? 6 isn't bad if it was an estimate, okay? Depends on how you see this. How big do you see this compared to this? Okay, it takes a little more. takes a little more than 4 gmaxes to make an fmin, right? So,
Pet him.
in this case, fmin over gmax is about 4. Got that?
Yeah.
Okay?
That's not the way the thing
And that's the smallest possible value of f over g on this interval, right? Now, there's more we could say, but let's think about what's going to happen if we shrink this interval. What happens to the fmin and the gmax that we would get if we shrink this interval down to about half of what it was?
The Gmax gets smaller and the F